You are not seeing ghosts. This is Bruce. Bruce is back. Bruce is here. Bruce is alive. And before I tell you the amazing circumstance that brought Bruce back to our loving embrace, I'm so happy to have my Brucey back. I just want to talk about it first. I mean, it's been over a year and a bit. I think like 2 years since I brought up Bruce. This is a really special car to me. I've known this car for nearly 10 years. This belonged to like my university mentor, now basically father figure, you know, he's this legend of a dude. And back in 2019, in what I call the before times, my 20 whatever Holden Barina Sanic the Blue Bowl looking idiot blew up and I had nothing. I was already living out of a credit card. I mean, not any fault of mine, I had heaps of work. I mean, hey, I was working as a gigging musician. That was my entire life, right? My learning, I've honors degree in jazz philosophy. Stop laughing, that's my life. Yeah, I was doing heaps of work for schools and like, you know, gigging and all that. No one was paying me. You know, I was working huge hours, owed thousands, had nothing. And, you know, my good mate, he just handed me the keys to this and said, pay me back whenevers. And in 2020, I made it as a YouTuber, and it was actually like my first Google Pay was to pay for Bruce. Even before 2019, I found myself borrowing this car just to get by. Like, I've known it very well. Look, we even brightened up the headlights and we did a restore kit. Like, looks so youthful. Bruce has had Botox and it's so straight. Like, there's no real big crazy damage. Except for that, I did that. I rubbed it on the side of the warehouse. True story. Hasn't even rusted after all this time. I don't get it. I love the matching paint canopy. The canopy is genius. It just enables you to carry so much stuff. And see this hard line here. These Falcon Utes, mate, you can get them with like a 1-ton tray. And like, yeah, you can just remove the backside of it. These are so beloved because you really can turn them into whatever you want. And the part that you sit in, the part that you work on, and the part you engage with is an everyday family car. A nice family car. Like the Ute's dead. I mean, I catch myself calling trucks Utes. This is it's a family car with a utility bum on it. I mean, she's showing her age because, you know, it's over 20-something years old. For the time, this was really nice. It is like built, you know. God, heavy door. Check it out. It's got like double ceiling. It's got a liner here and there. Typical overbuilt Aussie goodness. This seat was collapsed. There was some business going on in there, but nothing some hose clamps couldn't fix, because we know after all that the hose clamp is just an advanced zip tie. This is motivation to fix what you got, mate. Look, you can tune it.
That was a bit loose.
Put it in the key of B sharp for me. Cup holders do... There you go. Yeah, the cup holders do suck, don't get me wrong, but better than the CLS, who doesn't have cup holders. Huge glovey, mate. Pull this lever here, and there's like gross storage back here for sticking things like, you know, receipts and just, you know, rescue stuff. Love how there's always this little window here, this pointless little window. It's so your crap that you're hiding behind the seat can see the sunlight, huh? Come on, like, don't you love that tiny window? That's Utes, baby, it's a Ute thing. 17-inch wheels, so there's just enough rubber to make it not awful. Like, I'm a big fan of 17s. Brucey cleaned up great. Like, I never looked after this car. I mean, it got oil changes and whatnot, but it was just left out in the rain. Here's the best bit about it, and kind of what makes it crap for this channel, actually. She's LPG, right? Oh, mate, Brucey, yeah, no petrol here. No one's stealing your petrol. You can't siphon that. I'd love to see someone try. You'd get a mouthful. LPG's the best. Like, this is factory LPG. I've had, like, aftermarket LPG. LPG is huge octane. It's way cleaner. It doesn't stink. It doesn't foul up your oil and whatnot. And it's actually impossible to find around here. So, this can't be on the billboard. I know people are begging me to do it, but LPG is hard to find right now, despite the fact that we make it in Australia. So the filling locations I use to do this don't have LPG anymore. I nearly ran out of fuel yesterday. Petrol stations saying that they've got LPG, and you get there out of order. I mean, my daily is my beloved Leaf. Don't mind me, just filling up for free off my solar panels. Not a big deal. I love this nugget. And a lot of people talking about, you know, infrastructure issues with trying to charge their EV. I can plug this in anywhere. Your servo doesn't have LPG? You're screwed. At least you can find any old wall plug to charge your nug. I love these roof racks up here. It must be a nightmare for the aerodynamics. A nightmare. It's like double spoilers. Spoilers. Yeah, This is what Bruce is really good at. Like, Bruce has been doing work for the last few months, literally just being an on-site cardboard and storage bin that I can take straight to the depot. You gotta let me get the tailgate down. Oh, yeah. Pseudo cup holders for like chilling out on. And these hinges are stomped. Like, this weighs a ton. Yeah. They even protrude out a little bit. I mean, it's just built. And because this area is completely isolated from like the cab area, you could put a lot of smelly stuff in there. You just chuck it in, hose it out, she's all good. The legendary Barra 6, this is where it got its start. This is number 1, the BA Falcon. And the BA Falcon is based on the AU Falcon, the sad-assed pasty. I mean, yeah, it's like an unugged AU Falcon with just one of the greatest 6-cylinders ever put into a car. I like the green. And I believe these LPG ones are way higher compression. Crazy double-length intake, and I love the coolant box, like, you know, it's so you can trap all the air in it. Ford, I love your thinking, and it looks funny. I like that. Oh, I love you. Now this is a center console, mate. It's got everything you need. This is the greatest aircon controls of all time. I got a lot of cars. I've been in a lot of cars. This is king. Coming home to this was my daily for like years. Every time I come home to this, look at this. You got a dial for hot and cold, aircon or not. You can choose fresh air or not, and how hard you want it to blow. That's it. That's it. Now it's a crappy touchscreen, or I hate climate control where you put in the like the actual degrees, because it's all over the place. It doesn't really know. Where like all I want is like, oh, it's a bit cold in here. It's a bit hot. Wait a minute, we're there. And look at this for fan controls. You ready? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, like 14, 15 different settings. I always have it on just one. You can't even hear it, but you just feel this waft. This is how it's done. And the best part, because enthusiasts, they actually sell cables that go into the fuse box that gives you factory aux in. And like with full steering wheel controls for the volume and whatnot. That's all I've done. This has been my solution for the last like 5 years. Still can't be beat. I hate dongles. Wait till you put her into the sports and you're like, get out of my way, and other tradie stuff. Look at that. This car is nice. It's old school looking. She's feeling the age and the kilometers, but it's built so chonk. Like sitting in newer cars this last while and then hopping back into this and going, right, before this stopped working, no wonder I was not interested in a new car. I really thought this was going to be my only car forever. Let's talk the bad thing that happened. The last big job this guy did for me was going all the way to Melbourne and back in one day to pick up an epic 80s drum kit. This was my gigging bus. This was so good. I mean, drums got a bit hot in the back because it's just like, you know, a glass house. But that's what this was great for. Big trips. It was just a cruiser. I loved it and it drove so good. During that drive, I'm like, this is the best thing ever. Did like 16 hours on the road, no worries. And then the next day, running on like 2 cylinders, popping, backfiring. It barely got to the old warehouse where it just got dumped. I couldn't even move it. But leading up to that, it was doing this dumb thing where you'd start it, you'd be driving for like 2 minutes, it would just shut off on you. Hope you're not in traffic when it happens. And then eventually it'll fire up and keep going and not do that again. So that was its previous dumb issue I was living with before it just completely threw it in and wouldn't work, and I just parked it and left it. Let me show you the miraculous fix to get old Brucey going again. This is original Bruce being awoken from the ashes first time. We've got to move cars around in storage. Do it. What does it do? That's good. Yeah, you hear that?
You're missing.
It's a dead cylinder.
That's a dead cylinder.
Ooh! Wow, I never even got to this point. Wow. Oh, that LPG smell. Brucey, Brucey, Brucey. Yeah, the answer's nothing. Nothing. It just self-healed. Self-heal. Just leave it alone for 2.5 years and there'll just no electricity to the ECUs or any of the fuel system or any of the anythings, and it'll just go and forget what it was and just wake up and go, I am regular car that works excellent. Do I feel confident about it? No, but it works. It's been months. I've been driving it for a while, enjoying old Brucey, and it's fine. And speaking of which, let's get on the road.
I can't believe I'm driving original Bruce, mate. This is one of my cars from the before times, you know, before YouTubing, before anything. This car stinking saved me. Oh man, she cruised good. It does the big toe driving so well. It's not a fast car by any means, but it's got that, you know, you just put a little bit of big toe in it and this whole thing just goes whoosh forwards. It's only got a 4-speed gearbox though, so I don't know how good it's gonna do on the hill. And because it's this cab, like you just sit in this little padded cell, this thing is still pretty dang quiet, although I think there's a wheel bearing. I can hear something and I think it's wheel bearing. I don't know. Speedo's about 5 kilometers out though, which drives me nuts. All Falcons are like this. The last few months that I've been driving this, I've honestly just been waiting for it to start coughing and fitting and playing up like old times. I don't know. There you go. So if you've got a headache, you're not feeling good, try doing nothing for 2.5 years and you'll be magically fixed. Handling is chunky. I don't know, like you can whip this around roundabouts and all sorts, super easy, but the whole car just feels really chunky. Good chunky. When Australia made cars, we made them good. We made them very good. Oh, this is the good part of South Road. Oh, yes. Oh, so smooth and cromulent. Yeah, see, like, it's not quick, but for everyday driving stuff, like the older I get, the more I appreciate that a lot of time you just want to go, you don't want to go too quick because then the G-forces will knock your coffee over. I didn't want it anyway.
So we can't do the leaderboard, I'm sorry, right? LPG is just a freak juice at the moment and it's just hard to get a hold of, but we can take him up the hill, mate, to find out where it sits, right? 100 kilometers an hour, how many RPM to get up the hill, and look at that, we've got another LPG barrier here, doing very good, beating Bruce 2, the sequel. The sequel's never as good, isn't it?
Can we get those revs down? Come on, Brucey, get those revs down, mate. Yeah, shift gear. Oh, there we go. Oh, oh, okay, about 2.5, hang on, can it? Hold, Bruce, that's not enough. No, you can't do it.
2,500, and that's the rules. The bigger engine has to go at the bottom in this case. It was so close to literally being exactly the same, but I'm gonna argue it's like Bruce's giant ass with double spoilers. I'm guessing that's the drag of just the wind smashing into that, because it was so close. I almost wanted to give it to Bruce, but it's not fair. I wouldn't give it to any other car. Now we got the 0 to 60 kilometers an hour. Residential speeds are speeds that we actually accelerate to the most, I feel. And there's the other 4-liter Falcon running on LPG sitting up there. That's got a way better gearbox. I don't think Bruce is gonna do that good.
It's beloved original Bruce. I believe in you, mate. You're not quick. You're not gonna do well. Let's load up the auto. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Bing bong. Yeah, no wheel spin. I didn't expect it. Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Did that lose to the leaf? Yeah.
A little under the Toyota Camry. Yeah, Brucey ain't quick. Those old 4-speed Ford gearboxes are just known for being pretty slushy and just like uber. And in the G-forces, in other words, how hard it smashes you in the seat, like the all-wheel drive Prado, or, 0.7 of a G, yeah, like mid-tier. It's hanging out with like the Nuggets. I mean, whew, the Leaf is smooth. I mean, Donkey Van's just bad. Look at that, the 06 Falcon, way up here. It's just, yeah, that snappier gearbox, mate. And embarrassingly, don't forget, slower than the Nissan Leaf. By a lot. Slower than the Nissan Leaf. But original Bruce has the big toe drive. It reminds me of an EV. You just do a little bit and you feel it immediately. It's brilliant to drive. I mean, so many of us just want to go down the road. We don't want our necks snapped off when we accelerate. we just want to get to that stupid thing that we're doing. So glad to have you back, Bruce. Bruce is already doing work. You can see all the cardboard. I mean, hey, tomorrow I've got to drop all that crap off. And Bruce is back. And yeah, you know, get your nuggets out.